Isagi Yoichi, Itoshi Rin, you need to score.
What's up, guys? That with a pencil here for fat. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact is my mic muted. Hallelujah, it ain't. But come on now, you know what it is. It's peak every single week that it actually drops because we were on break last week. But with that being the case, we are. I am sorry. My computer just gave me a jump scare. It made me think that everything exploded for a second. But luckily enough, we're still in one piece. Can we get much higher? So hot. I'm sorry. I think I'm very old in terms of like meme culture. That's sad. Very sad. But regardless, here we are for chapter 320 of Loco, Hero or Death. And I'm very intrigued. Obviously, the one complaint I've had about the Nigerian game so far is that they are kind of, let me just show you just how little of a bit. Hold on. Just a little bit on Isagi Yoichi's meat for a man who has facilitated, right? And obviously the entire first half did pass, right? So like a lot of stuff has happened off screen. It's like maybe Yoichi did something, but he hasn't scored. Right? Right, like everyone's been glazing Isagi. Like I'm talking like as an Isagi glazer, as a Yoichi yucker, an Isagi investor, they've been glazing my boy for a whole lot of nothing, right? Especially when Bachira and Reo, the two people who actually scored on the All-Striker team, barely got any glaze? They got their respect when they started, like, double teaming everybody. But, like, realistically, I feel like they just didn't get what they deserved. So, I'm really on Isagi's case right now. Like, that man, he has to at least get a point. Singular, please. And then second Rin too. I mean, like, Rin at least has been in the game. So, like, the little mentions he's got is fine, because he also hasn't succeeded yet. But, ultimately, I feel more heavy on the Isagi needs to do something. Outside of, just facilitate and defend as the ace striker, because, well, buddy, you're being read a little bit too hard. But with that being the case, let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 320, Hero or Death. Okay, we'll change up our tactics for the second half and test out a new pattern. When it comes time to counter, we won't build up with everyone like before. Instead, it'll center on Rin and I passing back and forth, and we'll tear right up this. Oh, interesting. So it's like, man, I love my son, my baby boy, my little child. I birthed him, alright? I birthed him. Literally, like I always tell y'all, when my teeth fell out, I planted it in the ground, and bada bing, bada boom, Corona. I birthed him, alright? I birthed him. I was gonna go with the idea that, like, I birthed him from my calf, but that was way too Zeus-coded. I don't know, Corona doesn't give me Dionysus vibes. So, like, I wasn't gonna go for it. I forget, was it the calf or I feel like it was the calf. Was it the thigh? I need to brush on my Greek mythology. But regardless, I birthed Corona. But essentially, this is the planetary hotline. Corona's never being like, you know what? Especially with the rate that this game is going at. I'm genuinely looking at a lot of the top 23 and being like, how relevant are y'all really gonna be? Like, obviously we have the strongest bench warmer in history, Shido. But we know Shido will get off the bench eventually. We have the second strongest bench warmer in history, Baro. But we know Baro's gonna get off the bench eventually. We have the third strongest bench warmer in history, Kunigami. But also, I feel like we know Kunigami, he's gonna get off the bench eventually, right? We said the Egoist 4 plot line, even though it's kind of just been the Egoist 3 right now. Like he's gonna do something. But like, Corona, Nanase, heck, even, like, I don't want to say Zantetsu. I'd say Zantetsu is more likely than Corona, right? And that hurts me as Corona's father. So, like, I don't know, man. Especially if a tactic like this is already being ripped for Rin, who just is, like, Corona on roids. Like, literally, just a bigger buffer. Probably not faster, at least in short terms, but still, like, just a better player than, like, when is Corona getting on the pitch, dog? And, like, when is Fukaku actually going to do anything, right? Like, when is Gangamaru actually going to be getting tired from a game to the point where they need to swap Fukaku and he's actually going to get him on? Like, I don't know. But obviously, it's just the first game, so hopefully my son gets to do something. But I read a tactic like this, and I'm very worried for the chances of my son. Like, he didn't even do anything during PXG other than get clip farmed on. Like, unless I'm misremembering, Croto was literally just a clip merchant in PXG. He hasn't done anything since the first goal of Ubers. At least not, like, substantive, which hurts my soul. Let's see. And we'll tear right up the center.
Well, everyone else is free to try.
Oh, okay. So instead of a planetary hotline, that's like a solar system hotline. So essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, but the plan is literally we ball, right? Like we can all shoot. Go ahead. But notably, this does still play into the idea of Isagi and Rin both not. It's gonna sound strange. It's gonna sound strange. I know some of the Rin fans are gonna reach through the heavens and try to strangle me for saying this, but this once again sort of feeds into the idea that neither of them are like they feel more like facilitators or distractions. Like obviously, presumably they're going to try and score themselves, but the whole idea is everyone else is free to try. Well, no, try. So maybe the point is like one of them is gonna have to be devoured, right? Like someone if they really want to score that badly, like if a Bachiro wants to score, if a Hiyori wants to, or that's not Hiyori. If a Hiyori wants to score, if a Jigiri wants to score, even a Karasu, who actually I would love a Karasu goal, not gonna lie to you. But if any of these guys would want to score, they'd have to like literally take it, right? Like they'd have to see a mistake that these two make and be ready for it, which is feasible for our two Metavision users and probably is somewhat feasible for our two geniuses. But still, that's an interesting way where they're like, y'all can still go for it. It doesn't have that same trademark greed that I would associate with both. Unironically, well, actually not Isagi as much right now, since Isagi's on this whole idea. I'll do anything for victory. Anything. I'll do anything. Anything for a fix. But for Rin especially, I'm shocked even though he did admit I didn't score the last half. I need to do something. So maybe he's just that desperate. But like Rin being like, yeah, sure, I'm fine with you devouring me when his whole thing is destruction. Oh no, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see. Well, everyone is else. I swear Pencil can read. Well, everyone else is free to try for your own goals. It's our variable no-top system. Yeah, no, okay. So it is more like, it is truly we ball. It is the definition of ballology, essentially, where they're like, hey, you can go for it, you can go for it, you can go for it, but by the way, we're still going for it. They say no top, not including that. There's like 3 jokes to be made there, I won't make any. But with that being the case, they say no top because even the top 2 aren't really like 100% against others going in for goals. They aren't being overly greedy. It's feeding into the general block philosophy of just you score more goals. Whoever has more points in the end wins the game. You can forget about defense. You can forget about anything else. As long as the ball gets in the net enough times, you're good. And considering they are up 2 right now, they really do have full reign of free ball. Let's see. I gotta zoom out a little bit.
What? What the heck is this style? The double aces are building up? Are they gonna counter by themselves?
Oh, 30 days ago. So we're gonna get a Rin flashback. But, I mean, like, notably, my people, I have to say this to you, but you're not provided a single reason for them to not try something like this. Your defense was solid enough for the first half, I will admit it. I'm shocked that they only got 2 points, as many strikers as they have. But it's clear they were playing softly against you. They were poking you. They are a bear. And the bear is not trying to swipe at you or fall on you. None of that. They were poking at you with their bare claws. But of course, now that you have proven you are nothing to them, of course they're going to throw their whole weight on you. It's your job to fix that. But how are you going to fix it? I don't think so. There's nothing you have shown to me that makes me believe you can fix it. Then you can stop them. In fact, I smell someone's going to crack you open like an egg. And if you are getting Rin backstory right now, after your backstory failed, I would not be shocked if they score on you right this chapter. But of course we will see. Whether it be Isagi or Ichi or Rin Toshi. Why was that a ball? Okay, let's see.
30 days ago. Empty your mind. Visualize the void.
Wait, this is the guy that was beating Rin before, right? I think he's a paper fan. But notably, I don't know about y'all. It's hard for me to actively zone out. Like for at least for me, it's hard for me to just like tell my brain, "Alright, gang, seize all processes." My brain is always like, but why though? But if I am so locked into a task, it's almost like an Ouroboros, right? Where I can get so locked into something that my brain just shuts off, and then sometimes it's just left staring there into the void. Or if I'm sitting down and absolutely nothing's happening, like a completely organic scenario pops up. Then I can sometimes end up in that like weird void-like state where there's just nothing going on. And admittedly, I promise you, if you were to actually look into my head, it's usually just elevator music. But yeah, in like a completely organic scenario, there are times where my brain will just, like I said, Kingdom Hearts music is a weirdly more like active thought process for me. I don't know why. I've listened to so much of it that it should just be part of me. Same with the like Fire Emblem music. Really, any music you hear in the background of videos is music that I've like soft associated with myself. But for some reason, if I'm going like blank mode because of organic scenarios or I focus really, really hard, there's just nothing other than just generic elevator music, like da da da. But even then, that's Pokemon. So maybe is the core of me Pokemon? Huh? No, actually, that's surprising when I think about it. But notice how my brain immediately went da 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 da. I think that's Castelia City, which does make sense since Gen 5 is my favorite generation, but I'm not even sure if that's Castelia City because I don't actually know the music that well. But with that being the case, visualizing the void is actually kind of hard for your boy. So shout out to Rin for being able to do it at all. Presumably, after a couple meetings. Let's see. Empty. Void. Empty. That doesn't look like an empty void to me. Void. Howdy! I'm number 1. So tepid. See, like, I don't know. Like, I like this reaction too. There you are, you fiends! But, like, I'm all for a little bit of upset. Like, but like, I don't know. Is that bad? Maybe I'm the problem. No, I mean, Rin's kind of established as being nuts. But, like, maybe I'm the problem. Like, especially if I'm trying to relax, nothing comes to mind. Like, my brain truly does just and just completely shut down. I can't think of any time where my brain will be like, yeah, you know what? We're going to bring up my deeply... They're not even repressed for it. Just like, if anything, active thought like this is crazy. Or like, not even... No, this is his subconscious speaking to him, right? The man's trying to empty his mind out. And what comes to mind is a guy he met, I must put in heavy context for this, less than a year ago, right? He's known Isagi, is very specifically interacted with Isagi for maybe like 6 months. Maybe? I think I'm really highballing how long Block is actually taken in universe. I don't think it's been actually that long. No one's a year older yet, I don't think. So he's barely known Isagi. Say I can summon an excuse. Once again, I'm not actually a younger sibling, but I viewed people as older siblings before. So I can kind of get it, but I never had the kind of like, say, Rin dynamic, so I don't fully get this one. But I can excuse Say, because he's been just a part of Rin's life since Rin existed. But man, imagine meeting your op 6 months ago, and he's so living in your head rent-free, that at least by like manga logic, and even the hand that pops out of this empty glass first, Isagi's on the mind. Primarily. Say is the secondary one. That's crazy. Let's see. There you are, you fiends! Let's see. No worthless impediments. Calm, correct, control. Release your fixations. You must find your true essential mind. That's interesting. I guess because, notably, like, I've been meaning to, like, put meditating into the day, but I'm just relatively busy. But at the same time, that's no excuse. I was relatively busy, and relatively busy for the gym, what did I start doing? Waking up at 4 in the morning. So, like, realistically, I should find time for it anyway. But, at least for me, I guess I don't know, right? I've asked this question and been asked the question. I'm like, hey, I strip away all external things. Other people, your possessions, everything. Who are you at the core of yourself? And people are like struggle to give me an answer. And then they're like, okay, Pencil, who are you? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just a guy who likes to yap. But even then, I'm a guy who likes to yap. I guess that, you know, it is weird. No, a friend of mine wanted to become a content creator. And they specifically told me, yeah, I don't know. I just can't get talking to myself for an extended period of time. And I was like, well, you're not really talking to yourself. You're talking to people. And he looked at me and he was like, no, dude, you like talking to a camera for an hour. And I was like, huh? But I don't know. I always view my videos as conversations with y'all. So I guess maybe I've gaslit myself. So I guess maybe at the core I am just a guy who likes to yap. But realistically, that is also like an external thing. I don't know who Pencil is once you disconnect everything from me. If I'm not that guy with the pencil, if I don't have it on me and keep it on me at all times, like, I don't know. Because these two, unfortunately, as much as I would like to like literally interfuse them into me, they're clearly separate things I'm holding in my hands. So like clearly they cannot just be me. So I don't know, who are you when you remove all earthly attachments and other things from your mind and solely focus on yourself? I don't know. If you know, I'd like to know. Let's see. Darn it. Release them. Screw that. It's impossible. But I don't know. Okay. I guess that's the case, and that's probably, you know what, I can't even blame Rin for this, because that's probably why I struggle to do it too, right? Because ultimately, I believe people are defined by their environments, and ultimately, what is in most people's environments? People. Or even the lack of people does, like, define people. So notably, I can't blame Rin for thinking like this. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be who I am now. Yeah. And, like, is that the healthiest thing? In his case, not really. Like, notably, I don't think it's a bad thing that I'm like heavily defined by my parents' moral ideologies and beliefs. Not only because I have beliefs that branch off from them alone, that are all my own, that I've developed through my own living experience. But also, they were just like good people. Like, like I said, I didn't have any Toshisei kind of scenario with any of my family members. And while I did have rivals, quote unquote, in the same way that Isagi is a rival to Rin, like, dare I say it was just never this deep. Like, I'm thinking like the most deep, hard, like, oh wait, I've lost battles, I've won battles against them, I transcend them eventually, and it felt really, really good. Like, it was never to this point. Like, I'm thinking of the strongest rivalries I've ever had, whether it be intellectually, physically, in track and field specifically. Like, it was never to the point where I would say, if it wasn't for that person, I wouldn't be who I am. Even if that is definitely fundamentally true, because once again, I believe all people are affected by their environments. That's a divine level of glaze to give to somebody. Once again, especially a guy you met 6 months ago. The brother, I can excuse. I can definitely excuse. But like, Isagi? Was it? My true essential mind is going to destroy Isagi and say. And once again, note how Isagi comes first. That is legendary. But notably, we do know for a fact, actual real life Blue Lock canon. That's an oxymoron right there. But actual real life Blue Lock canon, that Isagi does have this like deeply carved phantom effect on people. Baro and Nagi both were genuinely driven insane by this man and seeing literal phantoms of him when he was nowhere near. And the most you know what, genuinely the most hilarious thing about Isagi having such a strong impact on others? It's not just that he's the main character, meta-narratively it makes sense that he has the strongest impact on others, but no one else has this effect on Isagi. Think about it. Despite Isagi being the main character for 320 chapters now, we've never, like, if anything, the only phantom Isagi's ever faces himself, and even then, that's not really the case. Isagi, like, no one has ever been Isagi for Isagi, which is wild. Like, you may be able to say, well, Noah, not really. Not to the point where he would say something like this. I don't remember Isagi saying anything like this. I know he's had moments of extreme glaze for other people, but even then it felt momentary. Like, Rin is obsessed. Obsessed. But, I mean, if it works, I guess. Let's see. It's going to destroy Isagi and say, but the ego I uncovered behind that impulse was I want to score goals while destroying my... And that's not healthy. That's not healthy. Like... I can't endorse that at all. Like, notably, I see some self-destructive habits and I'm like, I kind of get it. Like, what do you think about it? In certain ways, you can interpret, like, pushing your limits as a self-destructive habit. But that comes with actual benefits, right? Like, notably, when you think about it, whenever you, like, lift weights or do resistance training, it's literally you tearing your body apart. But as long as you do it properly and do it right, there aren't, like, permanent negative effects. As long as you have your form proper, you're not pushing your limits too hard, you're not like literally breaking your bone, like you're good. Rin's like destroying myself, like it's actively like self-destructive in the worst way, like actually crash into other people, nosebleed, like it's just genuinely insane. And I didn't care rock with as much, but then again, I think that's why I never really was able to fully get into like American football in general, because I don't like the idea of just consistent violence on, like, it's just violence, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I get it, it's a fundamental part of the sport, and every sport has some sort of physical contact, right? From baseball to soccer to basketball, like it's hard to think of a sport that doesn't have some sort of physical interaction with other beings, but it's not the whole point, right? Like, when you think about it, at least at all times, at least half a field full of football players' whole goal is to physically harm each other. That's what the defense's whole thing is, like to tackle somebody and hurt someone. And I know it's not meant to hurt; it's meant to stop them from getting the ball, right? But like, that's the whole point. It's to hurt somebody. I've never been a fan of hurting people. So I was never really able to be amused by like American football the way that many other, like, not even amused. Many people are enraptured by it, but like me, I don't know. It's always felt like in a way, it's always felt extremely barbaric. And I know it helps a lot of people. It's brought people out of the trenches. Like, it's done good things, but anything that has to do with this like consistent self-destruction, like, this is the whole point. Rin's whole ego is self-destruction. If anything, in my opinion, that's why he'll never end up actually being the permanent number one. He's going to destroy himself. In the same way that a lot of people are expecting a certain someone, I literally saw a recent video, like, a certain someone, a lot of people are expecting that certain someone to come in and like shatter their bones again, or like tear their ACL again and completely ruin themselves from the sport. If anyone's gonna do that, I feel like it's gonna be Ren. I feel like Ren is gonna be like an extremely intensely bright. He's gonna be is Quasar the right term? I forget which star it is. I was watching a whole bunch of astronomy videos. I don't know why I'm forgetting. But essentially, he's gonna be a star that burns very, 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 very bright. We're gonna have to retire at like 23. Because remember, the kid's 16. Like he's still not even an adult yet. But his whole thing is, yeah, I want to break myself against people. Buddy, that's gonna backfire. Let's see.
Anything that interferes with that is just an impediment.
Oh, okay, but room the pass. Ooh, and Bajo with the back heel flag. Well, not even back heel, but the tip of his toes. Let's see. Time for another point. Bajo, you don't even look convinced of that. Something about that smile does not look real. But all right, okay, Bajo.
That's it, my lumps of talent. To humanity's instinct, soccer is a form of hunting, and strikers are the heroes who strike down their prey.
Oh, so wow, so he legit just went for another shot and just completely okay. But shout out Obobana, my boy, the clip farm merchant himself. Shout out to you for actually blocking a shot. All right.
To strike down their prey. That is an absolute truth.
Darn it. Okay, second ball.
In other words, the world's greatest hunting grounds.
And you know, it's funny, right? Because I talked about like how barbaric it is. You would think I'd have like the same critique for soccer, right? Especially with the way it was described last chapter. Notably, I don't. Because, well, I do definitely admit there are physical sacrifices. Hi, your boy was a goalkeeper for a period of time, and the guy with the strongest kick on the team got your boy right in the family jewels. It was the most painful thing I've ever experienced to this day. It was like someone put a cannon straight to me. It was horrific. It was awful. So, like, trust me, I understand. And obviously, the slide tackle, like, there's still physicality in there, but it's not the whole point. It's not the whole point. And once again, it's different when the goal is to like take a physical action to stop a ball or to sacrifice yourself against the ball. Like Obobana's block here, he doesn't tackle anybody else. He's just himself blocking the shot. Meanwhile, like first of all, you can intercept, but usually that's rare. Like this, like interceptions aren't super common and they aren't a good thing. You don't aim for interceptions. You aim to take the guy down, which is just, it's just rough. And technically, you want to take the guy down before he even gets the ball in his hands. Because that's like a down, I believe. Because once again, your boy doesn't do sports all too much. Let's see.
In other words, within the world's greatest hunting grounds.
Hiyori? Shooting? Well, Butterm, ain't you a left back? Well, then again, I'm thinking Roberto Carlos again. But okay, Hiyori, obviously not doing anything, but still. Oh, look at the Nigeria. Wait a second. I had to switch back to my native tongue. Well, not my native tongue, but like my motherland's accent. Slander Nigeria, but look at the defense. Is it? And okay. Yo, Chigiri, how you gonna let Rio score using your whole bag and then you're not even gonna get a point off yourself? That's actually kind of wild. That's kind of buds, but all right.
The one with the most suitable abilities and mental fortitude can become the world's greatest striker.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. But Hiyori swing, and a miss. Well, not necessarily a miss. Like, it looked like he was on target. Well, at least the way the ball bounces off. At least the way the hand hit. But obviously, it looked like he was on target. He was just going for, like, right here. But, blocked. Chigiri gets in. So you know what, though? While Nigeria's initial defense is good, it's clear they are struggling at these second balls. Because Bachiro gets the first one. Obawana blocks it. Then Hiyori gets it at his feet and shoots it immediately with the lefty. Gets blocked by the goalie. Chigiri comes in, hits it with the right. Only to get blocked by Onaze. Okay. Let's see.
Therefore, you must test your egos to see if they reach the level of heroism.
Okay. Trial by fire. I mean, that makes sense. Interesting, though, that Bachira... Well, then I suppose that's the thing. It's like an eternal test, right? Like, he said, I want another point. Just getting one isn't enough, right? You gotta be able to prove your ability over and over and over again. Which I guess, in a way, is, like, true to life, right? Like, notably, it's rare... Not impossible, but it's rare that you like show off an ability once and then you're just set, right? Like you do a thing and then that's it, and then like you're set for the rest of your life. There's some cases, like I know there are some people who've made like one successful song, made millions upon millions of dollars off it, and then just disappear, right? Like they're like, shoot, I'm good, I don't need to do anything else. But that's like the rarest of the rare. That's like a one in a like a 1 in a million chance. But in this case, especially in something like soccer, you do need to consistently prove. Like no one would think Messi or Ronaldo or insert famous soccer player here who I just don't know watch enough soccer. no one would think they were the GOAT or have these debates if they only like won one time or scored one time. Like, you need to be able to prove it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And this is the same case here, where they have to keep proving it over and over and over again. And so far, Bachro failed to prove it. Hiyori, who hadn't tried yet, failed to prove it. Chigiri, who hadn't tried just yet, failed to prove it. And now, okay, but are they going to get the, I guess, would this technically be the fourth ball? So this second ball, this third ball. So I guess this is technically fourth ball. All right, let's see. They're still coming. Nice one, Onazi. If we don't get the ball, they ain't going to stop. Whoa. Really? What a revolutionary idea. If you don't stop the strikers, if you don't stop the strikers, we get a chance of striking the ball, they're going to keep striking the ball. Well, I know. I'm just being mean. I know I'm being mean. Let's see. Brother, rival, world's best. Those labels are assigned by someone else. Oh, those labels assigned by someone else are just impediments. That's an I can kind of see what he means, but like, I don't know. I think it's because I find it very hard to define. It's weird though, right? Because I'd at least somewhat, not fully, because like I said, I am in very many ways a carbon copy, or like just a result of what my family has like instilled into me and what some friends have instilled into me, and even like certain things online, like definitely have influenced your boy. Like half the things I do are or not half, but like a good chunk of the things I do are definitely influenced by things I've seen before. But I'm trying to think. It is, I guess it's really how you interpret titles and like what it means, right? Because like realistically, I've been called Unk for a while. I'm old. I've been called a yapper. I've been called the man who looks too deep. Like I've been called the guy who does like. There's so many things, but notably, I wouldn't consider any of those impediments. Like that doesn't hold me back or anything. That's just like that's like another way to be referred as, right? Like it's never. It wouldn't. Sorry, my brain saw a Sonic edit recently. It was like, I think it was a streamer song, and it was in like they cut in. It was never about chivalry for me from Sonic and the Black Knight. So that's what immediately came to mind there. But essentially, like titles and names and anything like that, they aren't really, or labels essentially, they aren't really just impediments. But at the same time, as a person who believes at least remotely that I have a relatively strong sense of self, I kind of get what Rin means. Because titles essentially attempt to put you as one thing or put you in a box or like do anything. But I guess my difference between Rin and I, and the reason I don't view it so much as an impediment, even if I can understand why I use it as an impediment, is because they kind of just go into the box. And you may be like, pencil, what's the box? The box is like a piece of me. So like, I got the pencil, I got the TikTok, I got the pencil Instagram variation, like or real life pencil or gym, like normally it's all just like in the box. The box of like what I am, who I am, how people view me. Because ultimately, you kind of like, I'm not saying you're entirely defined. That's the thing though. It's the difficult thing. Or are you entirely defined by how other people observe you? Not really, because obviously you act on your own. It's the classic idea of like, if a tree falls in the forest, doesn't make a sound, right? If a person exists with no other people, what are they, right? Like how do they exist? But nobody, once you exist with other people, even when you are by your lonesome, you're still defined by those experiences, even if there are no other people to define you. Kind of like how a sound is made. Like there are sound waves produced by a tree that falls in the forest, even if there's no one there to hear it. So I see what Rin means. Even if I do somewhat disagree. Then again, Rin and I think fundamentally differently. Let's see. Purify my desire. Oh, okay, seeing Rin pass much actually goes crazy. Seeing Rin pass Isagi, oh it hits. And Isagi just clip farming, bro. Yo, so many characters getting clip farmed on right now. Let's see. Remove the limiters on my urge to destroy. That state can't be a sudden rampage. Making my deep. Rin, you already had infinite flow. Let's not do this. Rin, it's still the first game. Rin, please. You know what? Honestly, though, Rin, go ahead. Unlock it. I need to see Loki school you. I need to see Loki take Rin for a walk. Fine. Go ahead. Unlock Super Giga Permanent Flow Mode, which makes you the strongest striker in Blue. Go ahead. Do it. So Loki can clip farm on you. I need it. Go ahead. I need it. Let's see. Make it my default setting. Here comes the wild beast. Oh. Whoop. But notably, this doesn't, like... well, he's probably still trying to control it. But notably, Rin, that's not the full you, dog. That's not the full you. Rin, this isn't you. In the sense of like restraining yourself. I mean, I guess though that's the thing, right? Maybe it is him understanding like, well, if I burn too fast, maybe I'll burn out. But realistically, Rin, this ain't you, big dog. This ain't your true ego. That's so held back, so suppressed. Let's see. I don't need my tongue hanging out to go into beast. Well, almost fell. But this will go under one of the many lines. Like there are 2 folders I have like Blue Lock stored, like Blue Lock quotes and like writing that I have stored mentally. I have Oh Sweet Mother of Mercy. This is what some of the best writing New Gen has to offer in terms of bars and lines, stuff like that. And then there's the I don't think I could show this to people and say I'm a proud fan of this. I don't need my tongue hanging out to go into beast mode. If I literally had a ball of corn, I would throw it at the camera right now. I would not do that. The camera's coming. So like I would do it, but still. Okay, Red. Whoa. Tommy Tough Knuckles over here. Billy Big Britches. Timmy Toenails over here. Like boy, yo, shut up. Let's see. Oh, okay. Notably, not necessarily Flo just yet. So he still isn't there just yet. But he's using Metavision for the first time this match. All right. Or not the first time, but like, he's actually using Metavision. So, Onazi, I think it's over. I mean, it's kind of a bit over, but I think it's even worse over. Oh, speaking of, I meant to mention that at the start. I saw the Onazi cover. I saw that floating around. It's nice that he got a cover, but it's very sad that, like, you can see he's literally trying to get rid of his own individual identity just to copy Blue Lock. Like, I get it. Blue Lock is very successful. But, man, like, it's sad. It's sad. Oh, it's sad. Unfortunately, in many cases, though, actually kind of accurate to Nigeria. Not necessarily for Japan in particular, but, like, Nigeria is becoming very, very, like, gentrified. I speak as a man who's been there this year. Like things are definitely changing, and you could argue they're for the better. Like the Nigerian identity is getting just a little bit lost. And I'm speaking, you may be like, hey, Pencil, ain't that a little rich coming from you, being only half Nigerian? Yes! I don't care, though. I'm just being honest. But would that be the case? No, Onazi did have a nice cover. It's a cool thematic thing. He's reaching out to Blue Lock. He's meant to represent Nigeria, reaching out to Blue Lock and trying to evolve. And it's why I think ultimately Blue Lock will likely end up clearing anyway, because Nigeria will become better through this match. They will evolve even though they're getting the taste beaten out of them. Let's see. Huh? They were cooperating in the build-up. Now he's going off on his own? Yes, Onazi. Yes, Onazi. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that they can do multiple things? Whoa. It's crazy that Africa had New Gen 11s. Onazi's not one of them, mind you. Africa had New Gen 11s, and Nigeria is considered the kings of Africa. They won. How bummy were those New Gen 11s? like how bummy were those New Gen 11s? Maybe it wasn't New Gen 11. Maybe the New Gen 11s were cracked like Onazi, but their team was actually like giga buns. I'm talking like double butter up, triple roll giga. Like, there's no way that was actually true. The other New Gen 11s were actually anywhere near competent New Gen 11s we met, because there's no reason that Nigeria, which is like, I don't want to say Nigeria's buns, because again, I don't know enough about soccer, but I've seen people in the comments who do know soccer, and I've seen just the community discussion. Nigeria is just buns, big bodacious booty butt cheeks, not the good kind. Let's see. Now he's going off on his own. Wait, all of them are trying for goals? Who am I supposed to stop? But like, Onazi, that was literally the thing you realized, like, buddy, this is what you mentioned in the halftime. You were like, we should all just go for goals. We should stop feeding me. We should all go for goals. Why are you surprised that they're doing this? You literally ripped your current tech plan, even if it failed. You ripped your current tech plan from this strategy. Like, why are you so surprised? Buddy, you gotta stop whoever you think you gotta stop, dog. Pick one and have faith in your team. I mean, I get why you don't want to have faith in your team, but at the same time, Potato Chip, you gotta pick. You gotta give. And notably, that's why I always say there is never, like, the only time you ever want to be on defense and purely defense is like stall. And I'm thinking very specifically Pokemon, but like this could really be applied to like anything ever. If you like have like a solid stall setup, then you don't mind being on defense. But like In chess, there's a reason white wins more. It's because it takes the first move. It's on offense. In Yu-Gi-Oh, in Magic, in like almost every single like game ever I'm thinking of, there's no reason to really ever go second. Like I think Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of close because and unlike in Magic, the first person in Yu-Gi-Oh can't draw for turn on the first turn. But even still, I've even done it sometimes where I've gotten like a really good hand first turn of Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't even need to draw for turn. I just boom, 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 set up multiple things and it was good. And that in advance set me up better. So like there's never really a point where you want to be on defense because it's the gamble, right? And like notably, this is obviously like a team scenario, so it's different. But even thinking like in fighting games, I hate being on defense even though I have half decent reactions because I am now thinking of the 3 different ways that they're gonna open me up. Right? Heavens forbid they have both assists, 2 ball, like, and they have a command, like, notably, it's just insane. It is nightmarish being on defense. And while it is fun, don't get me wrong, I still do, I love playing black in chess, I love, playing, well, really, I just love fighting games, and obviously that does require some defense. I'm a masher, I will admit, I do mash, but not saying it's the most unfun thing ever, but especially in a scenario like this, it is rough. Sometimes you just gotta guess. You gotta be like, okay, let me guess this, because sometimes things are unreactable. I'm thinking in fighting games, there are many unreactable mix-ups where you're just like, if they're going to hit you with an unreactable 50-50, you got to go high or low. And realistically, though, it's harder in, like, turn-based card games and stuff like that, even turn-based stuff in general, because, like, you at least get to see everything and, like, somewhat plot around it. But even then, just the idea that you're now forced to be reactive. Like, it's almost, dare I say it, it's almost impossible to be proactive if you're playing defense. Like, you can try your best, but I feel like you're always being reactive to some degree. Who am I supposed to stop? Uh-oh. Oh, look at these 2 feet. Look at these white-out eyes, feeds. Okay. I see you. Oh. My little giddy clip farmed on. Oh, the cross of doom, despair, and everything unfair? Okay, I see you. Let's see. An incredible pinpoint pass. I was like, oh. We actually have a name for another Nigerian player. Agim? Is that... No, that's a... Agbim. As I thought. It's the double aces breaking through. Yeah, makes sense. I know you're coming, Rin. But the ball's trajectory is headed here. I'm on track to reach it a moment before it. Okay, Saki Yoichi. Alright, let's see you then. You finally gonna score? It's all according to plan. It's all according to Keikaku, huh? Ain't nothing more delicious than some Keikaku, dare I say. Let's see. It's all according to plan. Oh no. Oh wait, we got a Rin flashback this show. Oh no. Oh, he's activating for... Is Rin gonna clip for him when he's soggy, bro? Oh, no. Please, soggy, don't get clip farmed on, bro. I'm begging you. Something about, like, now it seems too clean. If it's all going according to Keikaku, something's wrong. It's all according to plan. Isagi, if you use your logic to turn yourself into a tool for victory... Wrap it up. He can't keep getting away with this. He cannot keep getting away with this. He cannot keep getting away with this. Is what I think. That's free. If you use your logic to turn yourself into a tool for victory, then I'll give myself over to play. Oh, she don't got to him. No! Oh, Rin! Then I'll give myself over to... Look at Isagi. Oh. Look at his fade! You know, I was gonna have a whiff, a taste of copium that he debated Rin into something like this. The metavision's gone, dog. The surprise is evident. He was even going in for a shot. Look at him. Look at him. He's even going in for the direct shot, bro. Give myself over to pleasure and sell my soul to adrenaline. You've reached it, Rin. He can't keep getting away with it. He can't. Someone stop him. Ref. He's sunning the other eggs. Ref. Ref, do something! Ref! Yo, shout out to Isagi's core strength, though. Actually, W feet, W... I mean, like, maybe Rin is, like, leaping over him, not actually getting down. It looks like Rin is actually, like, darn near on his back. Look, he literally sits down on Isagi. Imagine getting sat on by your main op. I'd have to air the entire place out. With a sword! Dog! But... he actually did it. And I can't, like, that's the thing. I can't, hold on. Let me zoom in. Let me make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Nope. That is not the face of a man who wanted this to happen. Oh, Isagi, it's over, dog. Oh, I'm not. Oh, the Rin fans are gonna have a field day, bro. Oh, Isagi, you need to get your lick back now. Dumb, stupid, broken behind character, dog. What do you mean he can just do this? This fiend who's selling his soul. Oh.
With no fear of death. Oh no, the will to live as a no, this is ego. The will to live as a hero with no fear of death. Oh, and there's the title drop. You freak! Hero or death, is that it? 3-0. I've cleared my impediments and awoke my essence.
Hey, yo! Hey! He can't keep getting away with this, dog. He can't. Anybody, he will. Loki, I need you to take Rin out back and beat the brakes off of it. No, take him out front. Let the whole world bear witness, gosh darn it. Because he can't keep getting away with this, dog. And the tongue's out anyway. His freak and awoke my essence. Hey, yo, of doom and despair. I know Shido's toes are curling on the bench right now. That's the end of the chapter, dog. Hey, you know what I hate? You know what? I'll be honest. Ow. I'll be honest, that hurt. I dropped the sword in my arm. Owie. At least I didn't break anything. I didn't break my skin. But gosh darn it, tomorrow's pull day. I hit right in my bicep. But it's still a W. I mean, it's not. I can't even pretend it's not gag. It doesn't fit the character. And like, this is speaking of the whole idea. I will readily admit this is a healthier approach to Rin's mentality, right? Because like the one thing I mentioned earlier, right? The idea that Rin was likely going to destroy himself. Like, quite literally, he was going to break his own body down by consistently seeking that insane self-destructive euphoria, right? Because ultimately, it's fine that that's who Rin is, but it's not fine because, like, his body does have, like, literal limits. I know it's a fictional manga. We will never see Rin, like, suffering with body pain in his 30s or whatever. But, like, narratively, I could even see that as, like, a plot point. But this more restrained version of it, and notably this one that actually compiles with his own teammates while still destroying the other team, and still, like, achieving his base goal of destroying, like, it works. Mainly because Rin doesn't actually get hurt here. In fact, literally, look, he does the flip off Isagi's back, shoots the shot, scores, lands right on the ground. He's fine. Like, sure, Isagi's back may hurt a little bit. Maybe his lower back is tickly or itchy a little bit, but that's it. So, like, that is a healthier way of destructing. If you're going to consistently seek destructive or dangerous scenarios, that's being destructive within reason, using your physical abilities, and not in a way that's going to cause your nose to bleed or your body to break down. Like, that is just, like, pure physicality being used. And it's a really cool goal, right? It's insane. Like, you know it's in the thumbnail. It's been in the thumbnail. Like, come on now. But with it being the case, a very good goal. Dare I say? Yeah, kind of the best. Well, it has to be the best goal of the match so far, just because I love the dynamism of it. And the aerial motion. And notably, this is even like, is this, in fact, this is kind of I didn't even think about this. This isn't even Rin's typical shot, right? Like, this isn't a curve shot. This is Rin's, like, this is realistically like a more direct sword screw that Yuki Maya does. Look how far that goal got shot. Like, this is like a more direct sword screw. If anything, this is a Rin direct shot, right? Because he didn't, like, this is just straight a good old-fashioned Rin direct shot, which has, like, the properties of the sword screw. So, like, this is a completely new addition to Rin's bag. Just, like, it's fantastic for that, right? And it's a fantastic way to evolve Rin as a character, to give him a little bit of clout, allow him to score so he can beat all the fraud allegations. Though he wasn't really getting real allegations. I disagree with his mentality, but clearly it's working. And notably, I like the disagrees of mentality. Notably, I shouldn't really agree with every single character and how they operate and do things in this narrative, because that would make everything boring. So I'm glad that I had this solid disagreement with Rin, and I see upsides and downsides to it. I'm glad to see that everyone is at least attempting to score. That means we're probably going to get some crazy shots, even if none of these are going to work. Presumably, we probably may get. It depends on if, like, how long did this chapter take? Like, was this like 23 minutes in the second half? Like, is there only like 10 minutes left in the half now? But essentially, I could even see if this is going to end up being like a 5-1 game or like a 4-1. Well, realistically, it has to be like a 5-1 game. If Isagi doesn't score this game, I'm actually going to lose it. Like, presumably, Isagi's going to be the final goal. But like, with this idea being set up that Blue Lock kind of just doesn't care, they're going to freestyle and free ball, I wouldn't mind a random behind goal. Like I said, a Karasu girl. Girl? There's not a Karasu girl. I was going to make a joke there, but there's one. But essentially, a Karasu goal would kind of go crazy. Heck, an Aiku goal, like a goal from someone completely unexpected as like the fourth goal for Blue Lock would actually be crazy. I wouldn't even mind that at all with this being set up and everyone else missing. So I'd be cool with that. Maybe a double score from Rin. I mean, notably at this point, with the way this game is being paced, I feel like any double scoring ideas is dead, and we're already at 3-0. So unless Nigeria does something to score, like I feel like a 5-0 or anything like that would kind of be crazy. So Nigeria would have to at least score, and it would have to be a decent chunk of time left. But still, overall, a very good chapter. A very good chapter. Fantastic chapter for Rin. A good chapter for Isagi. Admittedly, I will admit, you may be like, how is this a good chapter for Isagi? He literally got the clip farm of Doom, Despair, and Everything Unfair. Yes, but very specifically got the clip farm of Doom, Despair, and Everything Unfair from Rin, which proves that Isagi still has a long way to go. And I think that's very important, right? Our main character can't be complete already. He may have adapted to the enemy team, but he still needs to adapt and work around his own team. So this will now all be built into the strategy. And I like seeing Isagi angry and annoyed and confused and caught off guard, right? Mr. Omnivision himself still has, like, blind spots and things that he cannot predict. He can still be outplayed by geniuses despite his extreme knowledge and capabilities. So overall, it's just really, really good. It's a really good chapter, right? It hurts me because Rin keeps getting away with this, and he will always get away with it. But overall, W chapter. If you may always see in this video, please do me a favor and leave. Ref, are you here? Ref, are you here? In the comment section down below. I do thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you have a Patreon below. You support me for as low as $1 a month. The things like exclusive videos, the content, and more. So now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So also conclude live reactions to the videos you having to review. I do variations of all my videos. If you become a $25 patron or a $20 member, or whatever video you want. Also, I do a link to my co-founder down below. You can drop 5 for a video, 20 videos on video, or any views at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Uda, Alex Kenny, Enzo, Swift Strike, Autumn Mornings Lazo, Super Flame Zero, Yuki Ally, Azo 2404, Striker Man, Aso 8, Damon Brown, Crepanem, DBT, Plant Crone, Grim, Black Sage, Marco 222, Straw, Ollie, and Twisted. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Victor Raji, Dreadzoan, A+A, Kevin Encarnacion, Sean, and Midnight Lord 21. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, Ayuchia, King, RTX, and Shrimpo60. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. Then, I'd like to give a final big ol' thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz.